So the first story I'd like to tell is about Eloqua, B2B marketing automation company, Eloqua. And the president of Eloqua and CEO of Eloqua, called Joe Payne, was on BlackBerry, and he noticed through a BlackBerry message that his biggest competitor, a company called Market to Lead, had just been acquired by Oracle. And he saw this come through right as it happened in real time. And he looked at the announcement, this 3-sentence sort of terse announcement, and he thought, wow, what is this announcement here? The whole world is learning about this through this. I don't know about you, but to me, this Oracle announcement reads like, we have acquired this company and you will like it. That's what it looks like. And Joe thought, what an incredible opportunity to be able to define what this means to the marketplace. So what he did was he thought, wow, because they did it in such a North Korean fashion, he did a blog post just 2 hours after the announcement. And the blog post was called Oracle Joins the Party. And it's all about how fantastic now the marketing automation software space has been validated by this humongous company, Oracle, that bought into the business. And now the market has somebody else to look at. Not just the original announcement from Oracle, but now there's great content from somebody else in the marketplace. And this provided so many people with things to talk about. So the media now had something to talk about. They all quoted Joe Payne in their article. This is Business Week. Here we've got Customer Think, which is an important blog, PC World and Information World, all talking about what Joe Payne said in his blog post about his competitor getting acquired by Oracle. And also the analysts, Forrester and Gartner, people like that started to talk about it. And then Joe did something very, very clever. He and his team then got together and they devised a real-time communication strategy using LinkedIn and using email to get the word out to the marketplace that they had just defined what this acquisition meant through the blog post that he wrote. So they sent an email initially to all of the people in their database who had been tagged as customers of Market to Lead. And remarkably, this is how many of those people heard about this acquisition. Can you imagine you hear about an acquisition of your marketing vendor through the competition's email that links you back to their blog post? And then he sent through LinkedIn updates through their company page, and through a lot of the executives sent it as well. Eloqua, fairly small company. They've got 350 employees on LinkedIn, 3,300 followers. Now here's the result of doing this. One blog post written 2 hours after their competitor was acquired generated $1 million worth of new business for Eloqua. $1 million. The first deal was Red Hat Software, closed a $500,000 deal, and then they closed some other deals. This idea of real-time communications, this idea of creating content and putting it out there, and then sharing the content through services like LinkedIn is an amazing opportunity, and you have an opportunity to achieve the exact same success. The exact same success, but the idea of generating attention has changed, hasn't it? I mean, we're all about generating attention. We're marketing executives, aren't we? We're about generating attention for our businesses. And there's been lots of ways to generate attention in the past. Not that those are going away, but now we've got new opportunities to share through social networks, to create information on the web that will get people interested. And that's what we'll be talking about over the next roughly half an hour that I'm here, and then throughout the rest of the day with all of the other speakers. The ideas of the new rules of B2B marketing, they're up here. I'll talk about each one of them. Real-time brand journalism, being human, the power of story, and focusing on the right measures. The biggest barrier, however, is fear. People are scared of something they don't necessarily know. They're fearful of the unknown. They're fearful of taking advantage of an opportunity in 2 hours because they haven't been able to run it by the lawyers or whatever they think they need to do. Fear is the biggest barrier. And the idea of generating attention means you need to overcome that fear, particularly around the idea of instant and around the idea of what I call real time. And think about it like this, like a bond trading desk. My first job was on a bond trading desk. I worked at a company called Dean Witter in New York City. I actually worked in the World Trade Center for a number of years. And the bond trading desk, when you think about it, is all about instant, isn't it? It's all about how people engage right this second. And if you don't have the instant engagement of people and you're on the bond market, you're going to lose out. You're going to lose out completely. And I think the same thing is true for all of us. The same thing is true that we are now in an instant business. Social networking is about instant. Real-time news is about instant. In the bond trading world, if you have a piece of information like this guy does, then you have an opportunity to take advantage of it like he is now. And the same thing is true with us. We have an opportunity to take advantage as well. And that opportunity is where I think the fear comes involved with some people. What happens is people have a planning process that starts with data from last year. And it starts from data from last year and from 6 months ago. You know, you take what worked in your marketing campaigns over the last 6 months, over the last quarter, and they plan campaigns, right? Maybe you're